Welcome to Voices of New Jersey. This event is part of the Kennedy Center's Arts Across America series in collaboration with New Jersey Theater Alliance. Today, we will feature the work of 4 New Jersey artists. My name is Ty Lee. I am a playwright from Plainfield, New Jersey, representing the Theater Project. I'll be sharing an excerpt from my new play called The Sign in My Window, featuring actors Christy Escobar and Ben Beckley. The play is a contemporary drama set against the backdrop of the 2020 riots in Minneapolis. Enjoy. The Sign in My Window by Tylee Scheider. Dusk, a gentrifying neighborhood in Minneapolis, America. A neighbor walks by armed with a sign of protest, lights up in a prominent window in a studio apartment belonging to a high-performing high school history teacher. Her apartment is sparsely furnished to suggest she is a recent tenant who has moved to the city from out of state for work and is slowly furnishing her space check by check. There are, of course, piles of books in the room, but we discover her in the floor, preoccupied with a sheet of poster board and finger paint. The hum of a table saw hums from above. It is a crosscut. The wood is being cut to length, shortened. She covers her ears till the song stops. Her hands are smeared in finger paint. The cut wood drops. She cringes and uncovers her ears, and she returns to the poster board. The song of wood continues, and Jane Doe shuts on a podcaster commenting on current events. She paints. An urgent knock at the door startles her. She turns up the volume on the podcast, but the knocker increases his volume too. She tries to hide the poster board, but where? It is wet. She slides it under the coffee table. She wipes her hands on her jeans and her face. She smears paint on her forehead and hair. She stops. She shuts off the podcast.
Who is it?
Upstairs.
She opens the door.
You turned up the volume to ignore me. Who does that?
I can keep it down if it's too loud.
Well, I can keep it down if it's too loud. Hey, neighbor.
Hey, what's with all the hard knocking at my door?
Forgive me. I need a pair of tweezers.
What does a carpenter need with tweezers?
Carpenters make mistakes too. I had an accident sawing off wood.
Blood?
No blood. I accidentally caught a splinter. See?
Well, there are worse accidents than a splinter.
I happen to believe splinters hurt too.
Not enough to knock like someone chased you.
I had to. You turned up the volume to ignore me.
3 days? You've been cutting wood?
Forgive me.
I'll see if I have tweezers.
Okay. Thanks.
Exit Jane Doe. Tom discovers the poster board under the coffee table and squats to look it over. He hops up a nanosecond before Jane Doe re-enters.
You're lucky. My sister had a virtual bridal shower and mailed us all personalized gift bags, mostly filled with, hand sanitizer, turmeric, and this. Here.
Thanks.
No problem. I'm sorry, is there something else you need? Do you need help tweezing your pricked finger?
No.
Oh.
No.
Then
I'll bring it back down ASAP.
no, keep it. Sterilize it before you.
Yeah. I got more wood upstairs if you need it. Couldn't help but notice your windows, or you hadn't put up blinds or a curtain. And even if you do, It is better to be safe than sorry. And even if you are, it ain't safe here. Even if you are sorry, it ain't safe. There's tanks in the streets, Humvees, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't seem to be getting any safer. I'm boarding up my windows tonight, and I got more wood upstairs if you need it.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you, but no thanks.
no worries.
It feels unsafer to board myself in, agoraphobic even.
To be clear, it's only the windows. Your door would be fully accessible.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
no.
no exits would be boarded.
Well, technically a window is an exit, but
Sure, but it's also a main entryway for burglars and vandals and looters and
yeah, demonstrators want police reform, not the sofa I bought at a thrift store or my lesson plans.
it is better to be safe than sorry. These demonstrations are becoming increasingly violent each night and headed to a hood near us.
How do you know?
Because Ryan and I made a shit ton of money boarding up small businesses up and down East Street because the looters ran out of precincts and liquor stores to loot and are working their way down to the mom and pop stores in residential neighborhoods. This neighborhood is likely to get hit.
Not if we show some solidarity.
Wake up. We aren't wanted here.
I am. I was moved here to teach in the district. I am wanted here. And my students love me.
Let me show you something before I go.
He shows her an image on his camera.
Read it to me.
Buck 12 and no yuppies.
Thoughts?
So
So what?
it's righteous anger and justified.
You gotta be kidding me.
What, sticks and stones? For the record, I'm not a yuppie.
Arguable.
No, I am not even relatively a yuppie. I do not make a yuppie salary. It's one of the cons of teaching here. I make a ramen noodle salary. I'm a vegetarian 5 days a week because it's budget friendly. I brown bag my lunch not because I'm afraid of catching a novel virus eating takeout, but because it's easy to spend $15 a meal here before taxes. And that doesn't include a drink or the egregious tip shaming for basic takeout services that has become an American custom. So I'm not a textbook yuppie.
Do you know the neighbors?
We're neighbors, and I know you.
You know how I mean? You know the neighbors next door to us? I rest my case.
I've been here 11 months and I work.
Doesn't matter. Why'd you come to me and not them?
Tell
the truth. You introduced yourself to me because it was easiest.
I introduced myself to you because we live in the same building and you cut wood over my head.
It doesn't matter. The old black man who managed the apartment will tell you. Theirs is the last house on the block owned by native residents, and they've been negotiating offers up to $1 million. $1 million. You know who they expect to fill that house with? Yup, yuppies. More people like you and me. Those students you say love you are being priced out of their city, and you are part of the problem. So fuck 12 and no yuppies is a message for you too.
How do you know my students are involved?
Wake up. No sensible adult torches his block. I'm happy to board your windows free of charge.
Boarded windows send the wrong message and perpetuate the bias that caused the incident that led to civic unrest.
Civic unrest. Unrest is not being able to sleep at night because there's a war going on and white skin and property is under siege by guerrillas.
There are no gorillas here.
You know how I mean? Guerrilla warfare. We need to stick together and fight back. The 3rd Precinct went up in flames last night, and cops, armed officers of the law, ran for their lives. It ain't safe. We're next, and if we aren't prepared, we're dead. Or worse, ran out of our homes. I work as hard as the next guy. I deserve to protect what I work for and keep it. I went and bought myself a gun. Pretty cool thing, too. A rifle for sniper hunting. It's Vanguard Series 2. It's an investment in my future. I won't use it unless I need to. And if I need to, I won't shoot to kill. It is self-defense. And listen, I went and bought you something too, because you're fairly new to the city. You're still learning how to get around it. It ain't much, but I'll teach you how to use it and protect yourself if things get ugly around here tonight.
No thanks. No guns. I hate guns.
It isn't a gun. It's a sawed-off bat. I cut it upstairs.
A sawed-off bat is an illegal weapon.
It's perfectly legal to own a bat and use it as a defensive weapon. There's an advantage to a sawed-off bat. You give up range, but you gain advantage. Sawed-off bat is a faster weapon. You play?
No, I was the fat kid who sat out at gym for an undisclosed illness. My mother allowed it because I was introspective and I was great at rote memory and spelling.
No worries. I'll lend you some baseballs to stick in the closet with the bat so it doesn't look suspicious. I want you to be safe. I'll be back.
Tom?
Yeah.
Thanks, but don't be back.
Excuse me?
Like, don't come back downstairs, like ever. Never come back.
Don't be ridiculous. We eat wings together every Tuesday and watch shitty reruns.
You're, God, how do I... You're a shitty human being, Tom.
I understand you were scared.
We're all scared, Tom. My students are scared. That man who got executed in broad daylight in police custody was so scared he called for his dead mother.
Hallucination is a symptom of bereavement.
Get out.
We are shot in police custody too.
Get
How to march for Tony Tempa?
out.
Do yourself a favor and take the bat.
Get out.
What will you do for protection tonight?
Show some solidarity. I'm hanging a sign in my window for George.
Because your allegiance is to black men.
It isn't always black and white, you know.
But it's always a black man, isn't it?
Tom exits. Jane Doe returns to the poster board. She paints.
Tom knocks on her door with the half bat. She doesn't answer.
Tom retreats from the door. A door slams from upstairs. It is Tom's door.
He covers her ears till his yelling stops.
A moment of silence. A street lamp flickers on in the window. Jane Doe appears in her window. Her hands are smeared in finger paint. Tom appears in his window. Jane Doe hangs the sign in her window. The sign is beautiful and mosaic, and it reads, "Justice for George Floyd." Distant sirens, helicopters, echoes of a riot. We hear Tom load his gun as a passerby stops to look at the sign. End of play. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Sam Scalamoni, Artistic Director of Skyline Theater Company in Fair Lawn, New Jersey, and we are thrilled to be part of Voices of Jersey and the Kennedy Center's Arts Across America. The piece that we're presenting is the duet Like You, Like Me from the original musical developed at Skyline titled A Thousand Faces. It's based on the life of film legend Lon Chaney and the book A Century of Cheneys by Lon Chaney Jr. and Ron Chaney. The music is by Rachel DeVore Fogarty, lyrics by Kevin Fogarty, book by Eric Lane, and our creative consultant is Mr. Ron Chaney. The musical had its premiere reading at Skyline Theater Company in 2018. This duet was created specifically for a deaf actor and a hearing actor to be performed together. And here's the setting. Frank Chaney, played by Louis Merkin, has just been ridiculed by neighborhood boys because he's deaf and doesn't speak. Witnessing this, Frank's son Lon, played by Austin Blewett, jumps in and hits one of the boys. Frank helps up the hurt boy and sends him on his way. And now, in his frustration, young Lon Chaney asks his dad why. We would like to give special thanks to Gary Adler and J.J. Johnson for the musical accompaniment, our access coordinator, Laura Brackeen, and our video editor, Tim Grady. Enjoy.
I am looking at you. What do I see? What does that mean? I see my dad. And I see brown hair. I see green eyes. I see a man who likes to laugh and eat mom's huckleberry pies. Like me, people are people. I don't want to look at them. I'll tell you what I see. I see monsters, I see beasts, I see Frankenstein times 10. Okay, I'll look again. I see boys, like me, sort of, but why are they so mean? They learn from who? From their dads. Like me. People are people wherever you go. People can change, people can grow. Like me.
Skyline Theater Company is proud to have been selected to present this inclusive piece. We'd like to thank all of the artists involved in the presentation, especially the New Jersey Theater Alliance and the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts. You can find out more about the musical A Thousand Faces at our website, www.athousandfacesthemusical.com. And to find out more about Skyline Theater Company, please visit our website at www.skylinetheatercompany.org or on our social media at Skyline Theater Company. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of the presentation.
Hello, my name is Tony Meneses. I am the playwright of the following excerpt, 2050, here with Two River in Red Bank, New Jersey. The piece will be performed by Frankie J. Alvarez as Sebastian and Zeus Mendoza as Andres. Thank you so much.
Bienvenidos, damas y caballeros. Es un gran placer tenerlos aquí. Hoy en este día tan lleno de promesa. Porque nuestra comunidad está en un momento donde tenemos que decidir en qué mundo queremos vivir, qué mundo merecemos. Hoy estoy aquí enfrente de todos ustedes para decirles que el futuro es...
What are you doing?
I'm going to do the Spanish version.
No.
I know what you're going to say.
This is suicide?
And I do respect your opinion, but this is the right move. We have to be able to reach everyone, connect with every person possible out there.
Yeah, okay, sure. But at what cost? Do you really want most of your audience to look at you and be like, what the fuck is he saying?
Mind the language.
Same to you. English only, my friend. You hear me?
I'm not sure I agree.
Look, I get it. It's very kind of you to want to be inclusive, but you cannot risk being seen as
Mexican?
Exactly. Do I need to remind you that you're running for public office? You're an American now, all right?
Mexican-American.
No, American. When they see you, their next congressman, they need to see...
Look, I know. I do understand. Look, this is exactly why we hired you. They need to see me, my integrity, strength, resolve. They need to see...
themselves. I'm sorry, but they're not going to see that with all your ándale, ándale, arriba, arriba.
What is that? Speedy Gonzalez?
Who?
You know, I would actually be offended right now if you weren't also Latino.
I'm not. And neither are you. Not anymore.
Okay, I get what you're saying. I do. I don't want to deny who I am just to win.
Oh, well, you haven't run for public office before, have you?
Aha.
Just trust me, will you? I know what I'm fucking doing. You do not want to go down this path.
Do you know why I'm doing this? Going into politics? I'm not like some slick city boy looking to satisfy his own ego, going into politics for himself. This is bigger than that.
Oh?
Sebastian, look at me. I'm an immigrant from a pueblo outside Oaxaca, Mexico. We came here, and my father did what he had to for his family. Worked on this farm for 25 years of his life. Worked himself to the bone, so that I can amount to something more than that.
Yeah, I know, Andy. I read your brochure. In fact, I edited the final copy. I know all about the Salazar story, how your father was a migrant worker who picked tomatoes his whole life so that his sons could go to college. The American dream. La-dee-da.
That wasn't the American dream. My father hated this country. Hated the man he worked for, the people in this town who called him all sorts of terrible things. He had no illusions that this country would treat him any differently than how it actually did. He knew the land he stood on. But you know what was the American dream? When I bought this farmland after law school and showed him the deed and said, this is what you get after everything you've been through. The last laugh. I'm doing this for him. And for the countless others like him, who sacrificed and withstood and surrendered their own dignity to maintain the America that everyone else got to have. The America you and I got to have.
Well, that's lovely. It's very rousing, but all I'm saying is that you don't want to alienate your audience.
And you think giving this speech in Spanish will do that?
I know for a fact it will. Don't remind them that we were once different from them. You are not your father. And this is not... What year did your family come here?
2020.
Yeah, and that was like decades ago. Listen, I'm going to tell you something that I don't even tell my husband. You are special. You are smart and capable and very, very electable. I mean, come on. You're a widower. You got 2 bright and talented kids. You take care of your mother. You live on the farm that your father toiled away at for years. Oh, it's gold. And I think with my help, you're going to win this. But the only way is knowing that a lot has changed since 2020. This is a different country now. We're different. The days of picking tomatoes and jumping over border fences and speaking in fucking Spanish, that's all over now. You're white. I'm white. There's no such thing as Latinos or Hispanics anymore. Those terms are dead. Those people are dead. We are now just like everybody else. Enjoy it. Take advantage of it. I mean, what? You think the fucking Irish or Italians paused when they got to join the club? This is the American dream. Comprende? Now, why don't you practice a speech on me one more time, huh? The right version?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to have you here today, on this day full of promise. Because our community is in a moment where we have to decide what kind of world we want to live in. What kind of world we deserve. Today, I stand in front of all of you to tell you that the future is ours. There's no going back now. We've made it this far. And what lies ahead is for all of us.
It's going to backfire. Mark my words. See, here, look at this. This is her latest press release. Andy Salazar is ignorant to how our country has changed. We are actually more diverse than ever, and that should be embraced. Everyone predicted this day would come, and here we are. There is no majority anymore in 2050. Are you kidding me? We have to celebrate that America's still a melting pot. And Andy is emblematic of what happens when we ignore that fact, when we betray our own identity in order to conform and be accepted. Diana Gonzalez knows who and what she is and is ready to fight for the vision of what this country should be. That's such bullshit. Excuse the salty language, everyone, but this woman is an idiot. Does she really think this angle is going to work? Asking people to still think of themselves as other when they don't have to anymore. Who in God's name would want that? Who would want to go back to being marginalized and disenfranchised and all around shit on? I mean, she's trying to invoke the days of tolerance and multiculturalism and equity, diversity, and inclusion, but all that's irrelevant now. Jenny, do you, as a young person, do you ever feel different? Are you treated poorly, discriminated against? No. Exactly. You know how long it's taken us to get here? To move past all that and finally be taken seriously, given respect? This didn't happen overnight. They kept us in shit jobs and shit neighborhoods for years. They went ahead and closed the border on us, built a goddamn wall. But there were already too many of us here, everywhere. And so you know what those clever devils did once they thought there might be more of us than them? They made us them, just so they wouldn't lose what they had. It is 2050, and there has never been a bigger majority. It's everyone in this room.
End of excerpt. Thank you so much.
On a train headed west in 1938 America, the great African-American poet Langston Hughes began writing this poem. He was a man in anguish about his country, a country he loved so dearly. And in his future writings and speeches, you could hear and feel that love. One time in a speech, he was speaking about the role that African-American soldiers played in World War II. Men and women, Black in the Army, Black African-American women in the Army Air Corps, like the Tuskegee Airmen. All these people who fought and bled and believed in and died for a country that has yet to always return that love. And so he wrote, and so in this speech, he wrote and spoke. We know that America is a land of transition, and we know it is within our power to help define further change towards a finer and better democracy. The American Negro believes in democracy. The American Negro believes in America. We want to make it real, complete, workable. We want to make it real for ourselves, not just ourselves, the 15 million dark ones, but for all Americans all across this land. This is Langston Hughes. Let America be America again.
Let America be America again. Let it be the dream it used to be. Let it be the pioneer on the plain, seeking a home where he himself is free. America never was America to me. Let America be the dream the dreamers dreamed. Let it be that great, strong land of love, where neither kings connive nor tyrants scheme that any man be crushed by one above. It never was America to me. Oh, let my land be a land where liberty is crowned with no false patriotic wreath. But opportunity is real, and life is free. Equality is in the air we breathe. There's never been equality for me, nor freedom in this homeland of the free. Say, who are you that mumbles in the dark? And who are you that draws your veil across the stars? I am the poor white, fooled and pushed apart. I am the Negro bearing slavery's scars. I am the red man driven from the land. I am the immigrant clutching the hope I seek and finding only the same old stupid plan of dog eat dog, of mighty crush the weak. I am the farmer, bondsman to the soil. I am the worker sold to the machine. I am the Negro servant to you all. I am the people, humble, hungry, mean. Yet, I'm the one who dreamt our basic dream. In the old world, while still a serf of kings, who dreamt a dream so strong, so brave, so true, that even yet its mighty daring sings. In every brick and stone, in every furrow turned, that's made America the land it has become. Oh, I'm the man who sailed those early seas in search of what I meant to be my home. For I'm the one who left dark Ireland's shore and Poland's plain and England's grassy lay, and torn from black Africa's strand I came to build a homeland of the free. The free. Who said the free? Not me. Oh, surely not me. For all the dreams we've dreamed, and all the songs we've sung, and all the hopes we've held, and all the flags we've hung. Oh, let America be America again. The land that never has been yet, and yet must be. The land where every man is free. The land that's mine, the poor man's, Indians, Negroes, me, who made America, whose sweat and blood, whose faith and pain, whose hand at the foundry, whose plow in the rain, must bring back our mighty dream again. Sure, call me an ugly name, any ugly name you choose. The steel of freedom does not stain. Oh, yes. Hey! Yeah. I say it plain. America never was America to me. And yet I swear this oath. Oh, America will be out of the rack and ruin of our gangster death, the rape and rot of graft and stealth and lies. We, the people, must redeem the land, the mines, the plants, the rivers, the mountains, oh, and the endless plain. All. The stretch of these great green states, and make America again. Oh, yeah.
The Crossroads Theater Company has been honored to be able to bring Langston Hughes' words, something he wrote over 80 years ago, to a day we really need to hear them for again. So eloquent, so powerful, so honest. Thank you, Langston. And Crossroads also thanks the Kennedy Center's Arts Across America series. We thank the New Jersey Theater Alliance, both of you who have asked us to do this. We thank the Martha's Vineyard Film Society for allowing us to be able to do this here, and we thank you. My name is Ricardo Kahn. This is Suzanne Douglas, and this is Eric Johnson on the bass. Thank you all so much.